Hey, what if I told you that the most valuable lesson you'll ever learn are not found in the classroom, but is in the experience you create for yourself, the spiritual practices you explore, and the journey inward? Imagine learning more about your true self, your purpose, and the world around you than any degree could ever teach. That is the power of self-discovery and higher learning beyond traditional education. Welcome to Thought-Provoking Talk with Crystal. I am your host, Crystal Jackson, and today we are diving deep into the concept of higher learning. Not the kind you get from textbook, but the kind that comes from life experience, spiritual growth, and the pursuit of self-knowledge. In today's episode, we are exploring how true education extends beyond academic institutions, and how discovering yourself can lead to more profound understanding of your purpose, identity, and the life you're meant to lead. And this is Hello Vibes Me Elevation Podcast, the Thought-Provoking Talk segment. Let's We're going to start this shit off right with the opening quote. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. But guys, what if the most powerful education isn't taught in school? Now, the last few episodes haven't been real controversial, but this might be where we go to disagree at right here. All right, I'm just saying. So first, I'm going to break down some limitations of traditional education. The conventional path. So guys, in today's world, we often equate higher education with success. Boo, not true. But the reality is that this path doesn't suit everyone. College or university, it provides valuable knowledge, but it often focuses on a narrow set of skills, right? Ignoring the broader aspects of personal growth, emotional intelligence, and life purpose. The gap. Now, studies have shown that traditional education doesn't always foster self-awareness, deep personal fulfillment. This was from Selingio, 2016. Now, as we look beyond the walls of the classroom, there's a growing understanding that some of life's greatest lessons come from experiences that can't be contained in a syllabus. Come on now. We're going to get even deeper, a little deeper. Self-discovery as the ultimate form of higher learning. Experiential learning. The pursuit of self-knowledge through hands-on experience, travel, personal challenges, artistic expressions can teach us more than any fucking textbooks. These experiences help us uncover our true desires, fears, potentials, according to philosophers in education, John Dewey. I agree. We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. Okay. The power of reflection. Engaging in practices like journal, meditation, therapy, encourage deep reflection, and offer insights into our emotional and mental landscapes, allowing us to understand who we are beyond our societal roles or labels. Personal growth through life experience. Now, some of the most powerful lessons come from personal trials. Whether it's overcoming grief, managing conflict, navigating a career change, these moments, although difficult, they often push us towards profound transformation. 3, the role of spiritual practice and self-discovery. What do you know about recording a whole segment with passion and didn't record? Ha, joke's on me. Anyways, I still got some passion left. So, spirituality and personal transformation. So many people find that their most transformative experience happens through spiritual practices, such as meditation, yoga, prayer. See, guys, these practices, they invite us to look within, understand our connection to a higher power, and cultivate inner peace. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, meditation is so important because, like, that's the only way you're getting inside that subconscious mind, that mental. And if you paid attention in my other episodes, you know that the subconscious mind is 95% of our brain, and we're only conscious 5%. And everything that's negative is stored in our 95%. And the only way you're getting to that subconscious mind is when you're asleep, when the conscious brain is asleep. So in order to get there, you have to go through meditation. In order to And with the meditation, you're able to change your way of thinking. You're able to change your pattern, your negative pattern, your thoughts, all the negative shit that happened to you in your childhood. Otherwise, you're walking around here and you're unbalanced, It's all about threes: body, soul, and mind. So if your mind is imbalanced, so hear me out. You're very positive about this job. I mean, you were optimistic, but you've been in a situation before where it was two of y'all and maybe you didn't get the job because maybe the other girl was dressed a little different or whatever. Maybe you was black, white, whatever the situation is. Your subconscious mind remembers that. So now the 5% of you is consciously positive. That 95% you remember event like this happening, so it immediately goes in the negative. So while you're positive, patsy, not knowing the whole time, 95% of your brain is like, nope, ain't gonna happen. Who you think gonna win? The 95% or the 5? The fucking 95%. It's very important that you tap into your mind, your brain, and you train that motherfucker to think differently, or else you're gonna be stuck in between positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and you're gonna be wondering why you can't manifest the shit you need in your life. You're gonna be manifest mixed shit. You know what I mean? A dog with a cat body. Because you're imbalanced. You ready to get into that meditation and yoga and shit, mindfulness. And really the rise of mindfulness and the well practices, it's growing in popularity. And again, it's scientifically proven to enhance self-awareness, emotional regulation, and overall well-being. These practices, they provide a deep connection to ourself and the universe around us. So talking about how self-discovery leads to purpose and identity, the path to purpose. When we invest time in self-reflection and spiritual growth, we gain clarity about our true purpose in life. Many people feel lost or uncertain about their direction until they embark on the journey of self-discovery. By confronting our fears and acknowledging our strengths, we can start to make choices that align with our authentic self, guys. A holistic approach to growth. Identity is not fixed. It is a dynamic and evolving concept. You know what I mean? Our sense of self is constantly shaped by our fucking experiences, relationships, introspection. Higher learning through self-discovery. This allows us to embrace the fluidity, helping us grow and evolve. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, we have a purpose, and some people do not know what their purpose is. But you know what I come to find out, and what I tell people, if you ask yourself the question enough, you will find the answers. You have the answers inside. And that's what I love about coaching. Because I don't tell you the answers, or we don't tell you the answers. We guide you to the understanding that you already have. You just need, it's a disconnect. You don't know how to get there. You don't know you got the answers. You know what I mean? Everything we need in this lifetime is within us. We just don't really know it. We all have a purpose, and it's not always easy to get there. Also, I'm going to throw this in there, astrology, numerology, all of them are great tools to figure this shit out. You can look at numerology, you can break your name, your number, your birthday down. Boom, this ain't shit you learn in school. This is shit I taught myself. You know what I mean? Figure out your purpose, your path. That's how I figure mine's out. Astrology, go on that chart, break that chart down. I could tell you your fears, your conflict, your tension, your what's easy for you. I mean, I could do the transits, tell you what's going to happen. School don't teach you that. I could do the same thing with your tarot card. I just did a video on Kendrick Lamar. Did his whole birth path and everything. His personality card all matches with numerology stuff. I'm going to do the numerology next. This is shit you're not taught in school. You know what I mean? Let me break something down real quick, okay? Let me have a word with you guys. Can I have a word with you? Thank you. When school was set up, it was never set up for us to win. It was set up to train us as soldiers. You know, a child should not be taught to sit still for 8 hours. That's a very fucking long time. So we were supposed to be trained this way. There used to be skills. Okay, I didn't research, I didn't read this part about skills. I heard. But I do know about the whole training the kids and stuff. That I understand. I read that myself. I found that out myself. But I was told that years ago they had skills in school and they took them out. And I don't put nothing past them because they don't want you to have skills. And this is the thing, guys. This is the thing that's very important. And you always remember this. When you let someone educate you, you're letting them feed your mind what they want to feed your fucking mind. You know, you got 2015, I went through awakening, y'all. And let me tell you something about me. I love research and education. I always have. That's always my thing. Like I always say when I was younger, I never gave a fuck about being the prettiest girl in the room. I just assumed I was cute. I wanted to be the smartest person in the room. I was with brains and wits. That's what attracts me. Intelligence. So not money, not look, well, you got to be easy on the eyes. You can't just be a bum. You got to have some type of goals. Or, anyways, we ain't going into that. However, I let these people feed me though, from the school on up. So the history is all wrong. Okay? The math is, we don't even know if the math is real anymore. According to the research I've done, nothing is real. It's all like a big ass, I want to say matrix was another word I wanted to use. However, when I found out, and this is why I was kind of glad that happened with my degree and everything, even though I got it, I still got it anyway. So like I said, I got over 101 credits. So anyways, I found out so much shit was lies. Oh my gosh. I was dead. It was after my awakening. That's when I started to question everything. I started looking. My research got real strong for like 2 years, y'all. I did nothing but research. I was going through the dark night of the soul anyway. So I couldn't hold on to anything. I get a job, I lose that. I get a place, I lose that. I get a car, I lose that. I go for another job, they won't hire me. I never had a problem getting a job. So I knew it was a dark night. So I knew I had to sit my ass still, go through my self-analysis, and embrace my dark side, right? Correct. Okay. So I started finding out so many things, y'all. I was so disappointed. When I tell you, I was pissed for a long time. And it was something I read after going through my awakening. If you're upset, it says something about like, if you're upset, I know you probably figuring things out and you're probably really angry. And it says something that made me say, oh, okay, I forgot what it was. It probably helped somebody out too. Oh, I forgot what it was. But it really helped me out and I let it go. I let it go. And then I took accountability. Because ignorance is no excuse. The information is out there. You let them feed you. You didn't have to let them feed you that. You could have went out there and got it. You could have chased that shit like you was chasing them streets back in the days. You know what I mean? So that was easy for me to let go too. So now, as much as I used to love research before my awakening, now I'm researching everything. I don't care what it is, even in astrology. I learned something in astrology. I don't just take somebody's word for it, take one thing. I go, I'm searching, I'm looking. Because I need to notice for myself. I need to have an understanding for myself. I don't want to have an understanding based off of what somebody else told me, because then I'm just relaying information at this point. You know what I mean? So I'm all with the higher learning. When it comes to school, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't really give a fuck about it. I don't. The principles, nothing to stand for. The only thing I think school is good for at this point is teaching the kids social connection and things like that. The basic stuff, you know. We all do need discipline and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But not their purpose for it was just all wrong. I'm got to look up this information I had. This one lady, she was like the school board. I forgot what her name was. I read the whole document. She even wrote the president, everything. She found out so much stuff. And she even talked about 2020 before it got here. This was like back in 19-something. I was reading it in 2020 during COVID. And she already said all that was going to happen with the homeschooling and shit. So I guess what it was is kind of trying to set the stage to see how things going to work when they do this so-called new world or whatever. Okay, I ain't going to talk about that. I do have a podcast that I'm about to start working on called Ignorance is No Excuse. And it'll have all that type of stuff in there. I want to keep this strictly raising vibrations, high vibes, informative as well, but not to the point where thought-provoking talk is supposed to provoke some controversy, some thought in your mind, but not to the extent where, Anyways, guys, I just think it's very important to educate yourself, and I speak with passion with that. That is my thing right there. Research and education, that is like up at the top for me. That's one of my favorite things to do. So, don't let nobody feed you off their plate. You don't know if it's poison or not. Feed yourself. And if you don't, then you can't be upset when they feed you something that you're allergic to, Like Christopher Columbus. In 1910, Columbus felt the ocean blue. I said that shit with pride, bruh. Celebrating Christopher Columbus. It was just so much, man. It was so much. The Thanksgiving Day. Oh my gosh. The pagan holiday. Oh, I laid back. I said, oh. Then to find out how Christianity came, and King James, and I say I ain't talking about that. Anyways, guys. Okay, moving on. Anyways, I wrapped up the episode anyway. That was just my opinion, my take. Okay. All right, my friends, I want to do a quick audience check-in. I want you to take a moment and think about your own learning journey. How have you experienced shaped who you are today? What lessons have you learned outside of the classroom that have had the greatest impact on your life? Me, numerology, astrology, tarot, everything. Spirituality, everything. Okay. This question is for you guys, sorry. I'd love for you to share your thoughts, though, with me on social media or shoot me an email. Sign up to be a guest. Come on, let's start a conversation about what truly matters when it comes to self-education and growth. And if you're a Sagittarius, I could really use you as a guest. You need the optimism. Okay. Ending quote. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. Ooh, girl, you said that. Thank you. All right. Well, guys, if today's episode inspired you to explore your own self-discovery journey any further, that would just make me one of the happiest persons and literally raise my vibration a few notches up. I can use it. I encourage you to dive deeper into your personal astrology chart if you need to know your passion or anything. We can find it. Book a session. Go to the website, www.inspiredvibrations.com. Come on, stop playing now. You can understand your sun, your moon, your rising. And when it comes to your purpose, we can look at your nodes. We can even look at your karmic, which is Saturn. We can look at your 5th house. That shows your passions, your hobbies. It's a few places I could look. We could do your numerology chart. We could do it all. Don't forget to go check it out, though. And check out the earrings I got up there, too, guys. Just that powerful energy. You know what I mean? You earrings, you walk around with that positive energy on you. All these is natural gemstone beads. And they're made with the intention to raise vibrations. You know what I mean? So, go check it out. And let's see. Remember to subscribe. And I will have a freebie in the description. I'm not sure which one, but it will be one there. Either the confidence calendar, the chakras, or the morning ritual guide. I did want to say one more thing. So, as soon as I went through my awakening, right? Something told me it was something going. My brother-in-law was just kind of acting different. I just came down here from North Carolina to Ohio. It was just not a good vibe in the house going on. And I was like, you know what? Just drop me off at this nearest city in a shelter. I had never in my life been in a shelter. I worked in shelters all my life, never been in one. It was a little hit to the ego. But then when I started to think, you thought you was better than the people that was in there? That's the questions I started asking myself. I was like, no. I was like, okay, but I guess it is a little for anybody. And it's not that, and I thought it's not that I think I'm better. It's just everybody feel a little, whatever. So anyways, y'all, my sister dropped me off from Wilmington, North Carolina. When I sat in that shelter, I'm a grown up woman. I cried like a baby. I was about to call my sister, like, nah, come back. But something in me said, Crystal, you need to do this. I needed to be independent because that's what I was used to doing. We was in the middle of the country. I didn't have no car. There's no jobs. We was in Harrods, North Carolina. Like, there's no jobs there, and I had no car. So I had to rely on my brother-in-law who had a job. It was just too much. So I went out to Wilmington, North Carolina in a shelter, y'all. I took off. I got a job. I promise you this. Anybody could vouch for this that was there. And I know they'll probably hear this podcast. I got a job the next day at a moving company, Mayflower. It was right down the street from the shelter, so I could just walk there. Y'all, that's when I realized my passion. And I feel like everything led me there. Like, I feel like if it wasn't for my mental clarity and me knowing that I need to change because of my awakening, I would have never said go to a shelter. I would have never suggested that. When I looked around, this was a 30-day shelter. And I'm not knocking the shelter because it is what it is. But it was like a do-it-yourself shelter. Like, look, you come in here, do what you need to do, get out. And after, if you don't find a place within these days, you come back. After the second time you come back, you can't come back for like 100-something days. I was like, oh. So it was very few people in there motivated. I was one of them. I was motivated as hell. I just wanted to get what I need to get and get up out of there. So I looked around. I said, Some of these people have lost everything that they ever had. They have nothing. Their value, self-value is low. They feeling low about themselves. They don't have the motivation to get in here and do what I'm doing. I just came from my sisters. You feel me? So I got a little more spunk about me. I had a goal in mind. So that's when it hit me. Because in Columbus, I just came from working at a shelter, Van Buren. We helped build the shelter. We was in the newspaper and everything. And we had all type of programs in there, you know. So I said, that's what I'm doing. And that's when I knew I was supposed to open up a shelter, the House of Resilience. But then I ended up thinking of a house for people who have felons. So I just wanted to say that's where my passion, that's how I found my true calling. Even my numbers suggest that. Even my chart suggests that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I got everything in the 12th house. That's institutions and shit like that. And this is before I even knew anything about my astrology or whatever. This was in 2015. I didn't start studying astrology to 2019. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. Because I thought it was interesting how I came across my calling. Anyways, guys, remember, your energy is expensive. Be mindful how you spend it. And always, always, always protect your energy like the Secret Service protect the president. Not John F. K. Namaste, my baby. Have a good day. And I will catch you on another day. And I'm sending love, positive energy, and positive vibes your way. Booyah.